If you're looking to buy a condo here in South Florida, you've got to watch the 3-minute video. I've got Lisa posted from Fairway Mortgage answering questions and mistakes you don't want to make and things that'll cost you a lot of money. So please watch this interview, and then when you're ready to buy a condo, call me. Okay, today I'm here with Lisa Posta at Fairway Mortgage. Thanks so much. And we're talking condos here in Florida. This is a YouTube video we're putting on. If you like our YouTube channel, just click subscribe. And there's a lot of things now in Florida with the buildings going on in Miami and the condos. Let's talk about the condo. Is there a condo bad list, or how does that work with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Can you share a little bit of that with that, Lisa?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So there's not necessarily a bad list or blacklist, but there is a list. What happens is we have to have these condos approved by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac's underwriting guidelines and criteria. And what happens is once we have that condo information in where we can assess it and make that determination if it's approvable or not to get financing, we have to update Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. So there is a list in place that our underwriters actually refer to. That's the first thing that they check once we submit a contract for a buyer on a condo. They check that list to see if there's any potential issues. Then we request updated documents to see if anything has changed. If it hasn't and the condo's already been denied, then it continues to be denied. If something has been improved upon or the budget has more reserves in it now or the master insurance is sufficient, then they'll go further to see if they can change that denial to an approval. But it's definitely a process.
So it could be the master insurance, it could be a structure, it could be some other things that it could be?
Absolutely. Well, since 2021, since the condos in Surfside had collapsed, Champlain Towers had collapsed, the underwriting departments for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have required a lot more information now, from the finances of the association to the structural integrity, as you mentioned. So, for example, if there has been an inspection done within the last 3 years, we're going to need a copy of that report. We're going to need to see if there's any structural issues on that report that need to be repaired. If they do need to be repaired, we need to see that there's either an assessment coming up to cover them or that they're being handled one way or the other. Other issues, the main issue that I have experienced in the last few years for condos is that the master insurance policies are not sufficient. They need to cover at least 100% of the replacement cost of the actual unit that the buyer is purchasing. A lot of those insurance policies have decreased in coverage because the costs have increased for insurances in Florida. Due to that, the associations are trying to keep the HOA fees down and therefore taking coverages that are not sufficient enough, that are not covering the replacement cost. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will not lend on a unit that does not have 100%.
So would that hurt then the financing for the buyer wanting to buy that condo in that community?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first thing you should do is talk to your realtor, like Lynn, or your lender, to find out what information you need to find out about that community before you even look at it. Because there are so many hurdles that we have to overcome these days with condos. So you want to make sure that you're working with a professional in the industry first to make sure that that information is reviewed up front before you waste your time looking at a community. Because
we want to sell you a condo, but we don't want you to spend money that you don't have to,
Absolutely.
or a condo that you can't buy or
That's
can't
right.
get
You don't want to pay for inspections and appraisals and then find out this is not an eligible community to lend within.
So if you're looking to buy a condo here in South Florida, in Boca Raton, Palm Beach County, or Deerfield, or Broward County, contact Lisa, and she'll tell you about which the guidelines or which ones could qualify.
Absolutely.
And so we'll help you get a condo. Lisa, let's give them your number.
Sure. It's 561-289-4534.
This is all we do, and we do it well.